The 10 insanely rare and weirdest sleeper cars of the 90s. Think the 90s were all about flashy sports cars? Think again. Hidden among the everyday sedans and wagons were some of the most powerful sleeper cars ever built. Machines that looked tame but packed a serious punch under the hood. While these unknown sleeper cars never got the attention they deserved, they had enough horsepower to leave unsuspecting drivers in the dust. In this video, we're uncovering 10 insanely rare sleeper cars from the 90s that no one talks about. Get ready, because these hidden powerhouses are about to surprise you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Muscle Car Masters to stay updated with our latest videos. 1991 Chevrolet Lumina Z34. If you saw a Chevrolet Lumina Z34 back in the 90s, you'd probably assume it was just another forgettable family sedan. But that would have been a big mistake. Hiding under its mild-mannered exterior was a 3.4-liter DOHC V6, churning out 210 horsepower and 215 pound-feet of torque, serious numbers for the time. Mated to a 5-speed manual transmission, this underrated Chevy could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 7 seconds, putting it in the same league as some well-known performance cars of the era. But the Z34 wasn't just about straight-line speed. Chevy gave it a sport-tuned suspension, 4-wheel disc brakes, a limited slip differential, and a dual exhaust system that gave it a throatier growl than any typical Lumina. The aerodynamic front fascia and subtle rear spoiler hinted at its hidden potential, but most people never looked twice. So why isn't the Z34 a legend today? Despite its solid performance, it was overshadowed by the Ford Taurus SHO, which had a bigger reputation and a more refined powertrain. On top of that, Chevy never really marketed the Z34 as a performance car, and with only around 65,000 units produced between 1991 and 1994, it quietly faded into obscurity. 1992 Isuzu Impulse RS. At first glance, the Isuzu Impulse RS looked like just another small hatchback from the early 90s, nothing too exciting. But beneath that unassuming exterior was a true rally-inspired machine that could take on the best of its era. This was one of the few true performance cars Isuzu ever built, and it was ready to battle heavy hitters like the Mitsubishi Eclipse GSX and Toyota Celica All-Track. Under the hood, the Impulse RS packed a 1.6-liter turbocharged inline 4 pumping out 160 horsepower and 150 pound-feet of torque. Combine that with a close-ratio 5-speed manual transmission and a full-time all-wheel drive system, and you had a compact car that could grip the road in any condition. But what really set it apart was its handling. Isuzu worked with Lotus to fine-tune the suspension, creating a car that felt incredibly sharp and balanced through the corners. The biggest problem was availability. Isuzu only imported around 800 units to the US, making it one of the rarest 90s sleepers. On top of that, Isuzu wasn't exactly known for performance cars, so the Impulse RS never got the recognition it deserved. Today, spotting one in the wild is nearly impossible, making it a true hidden gem from the golden age of Japanese sports cars. 1994 Mazda MX-6 GT Turbo. If you're diving into the world of forgotten turbocharged legends from the 90s, the Mazda MX-6 GT Turbo deserves your attention. While the RX-7 and Miata were stealing all the spotlight, this stealthy coupe was quietly hiding a serious performance punch under the hood. Equipped with a 2.2-liter turbocharged inline-4, it delivered 145 horsepower and an impressive 190 to 195 pound-feet of torque, more torque than some V6-powered rivals. With a 5-speed manual transmission and finely tuned suspension, the MX-6 GT Turbo offered a fun, responsive driving experience that could go toe-to-toe with the Nissan 240SX and Honda Prelude. So, why did the MX-6 GT end up in obscurity? For one, its styling was sleek and simple, but not flashy enough to grab attention. Mazda didn't market it as a performance car, instead focusing on the RX-7, and as a result, it never developed the strong performance image that other turbocharged competitors had. Plus, while it had the power, it lacked the aftermarket culture and racing history that made its rivals more popular. This combination of understated style and lack of marketing led to the MX-6 GT Turbo being largely forgotten, with many cars disappearing as daily drivers. Production numbers were low, and finding a well-preserved example today is a rare treat. 1993 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP. The 1993 Pontiac Grand Prix GTP was one of the most underrated American performance sedans of its time. At a glance, it looked like just another family car from the early 90s, but hiding under the hood was something special. A 3.4-liter DOHC V6, pushing out 210 horsepower and 215 pound-feet of torque. That was serious power for a front-wheel drive sedan in the early 90s, making it a true sleeper. With a sport-tuned suspension and sleek wind-cheating aerodynamics, the GTP handled better than most expected, offering a driving experience that was more European-inspired than typical for GM at the time. Despite its potential, the Grand Prix GTP struggled to gain recognition. One major issue was reliability. Its 3.4-liter engine, while powerful, was notorious for head gasket failures and timing belt issues. Add in a complex engine bay that made repairs difficult, and many of these cars ended up in junkyards long before their time. Pontiac built around 3,000 GTPs for 1993, but finding one today in good condition is a rare sight. 1996 Volvo 850R Wagon. If there was ever a wagon that could embarrass sports cars, it was the Volvo 850R. Most people hear Volvo and think of safe, practical family haulers, but this was something else entirely. Under the hood, the 850R wagon packed a 2.3-liter turbocharged 5-cylinder engine cranking out 250 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque. Paired with a 5-speed manual transmission, it could rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in under 7 seconds, seriously quick for a station wagon in the mid-90s. But this wasn't just a fast grocery getter. Volvo engineered the 850R with a lowered sports suspension, upgraded brakes, and a more aggressive ECU tune, making it a legitimate performance machine. And it wasn't just hype. The 850R proved itself on the track, competing in the British Touring Car Championship and shocking everyone by holding its own against dedicated race cars. So what made this car disappear? Simple, it was too subtle. With its boxy design and Volvo badge, younger buyers overlooked it, and enthusiasts chasing sports cars ignored it. Volvo produced only about 6,964 850R wagons worldwide, making it an incredibly rare find today. 1995 Mitsubishi Galant VR4. Ever heard of the Mitsubishi that could have been the Evo's twin, but never got the fame? Meet the 1995 Mitsubishi Galant VR4, a forgotten hero of the 90s performance sedan scene. While the Lancer Evolution stole headlines and rally trophies, the Galant VR4 was quietly packing heat in the background. Under its understated exterior was a 2.0-liter DOHC turbocharged inline-4, the 4G63T engine, pushing out 237 horsepower and 224 pound-feet of torque. The very same engine found in the early Evo models, paired with a 5-speed manual transmission and Mitsubishi's advanced full-time all-wheel drive system, It delivered rally-bred performance in a practical, grown-up sedan body. It even featured four-wheel steering, or 4WS, for sharper handling, a tech marvel for its time. Only around 5,000 units of the 1992 to 1996 Galant VR4 were sold in the US, making it a rare beast even back then. But with a higher price tag than the average sedan and zero marketing love from Mitsubishi, who was all in on promoting the Lancer evolution in overseas markets, the VR4 never got its moment to shine. Today, it's a cult classic, a sleeper. And if you can find one in good condition, you're holding on to a slice of 1990s JDM greatness that most gearheads overlooked. (1998) Ford Contour SVT. What if we told you that in the late 90s, Ford built a sports sedan so underrated, most people didn't even realize it existed? Enter the Ford Contour SVT, a true sleeper from the golden age of analog driving, hiding in plain sight. While SVT, Special Vehicle Team, is best known for pumping out legends like the Mustang Cobra and F-150 Lightning, they also worked their magic on the humble Contour. The result? A compact four-door with serious attitude. Under the hood sat a 2.5-liter Duratec V6, hand-tuned by SVT to crank out 195 horsepower, and later 200 horsepower in the 1999 to 2000 models, paired with a slick shifting 5-speed manual. A sport-tuned suspension, upgraded brakes, and tighter steering turned the Contour SVT into a surprisingly agile canyon carver with a 0 to 60 time in the low 7-second range. Ford only built around 11,500 units between 1998 and 2000, making it rarer than most realize. But its subtle looks, nearly identical to the base Contour, meant few ever noticed it. Combine that with stiff competition from European rivals like the BMW 3 Series and Audi A4, and it's no wonder the SVT Contour quietly disappeared. 1999 Subaru Legacy B4 RSK. Think the WRX was Subaru's first shot at building a street-legal rocket? Think again. Before the WRX became a legend in the early 2000s, Subaru had already crafted a hidden weapon, the Legacy B4 RSK, a full-blown performance sedan wearing a business suit. This Japan-only beast packed a 2.0-liter twin, turbocharged flat-4, the EJ208, under the hood, delivering an impressive 280 horsepower, the maximum allowed under Japan's gentleman's agreement at the time. Mated to a 5-speed manual and Subaru's legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive system, the B4 RSK offered blistering traction and high-speed stability that could give cars like the BMW M3E36 or Audi S4 B5 a run for their money. It wasn't just about power either. The B4 RSK came equipped with a Bilstein-tuned suspension and advanced features like a twin-scroll sequential turbo setup that balanced low-end torque and high-end punch. Despite all this, the car never made it officially to U.S. shores. Only a handful were imported under special circumstances, keeping it practically invisible to American enthusiasts at the time. With fewer than 100,000 units produced globally between 1998 and 2003, and even fewer surviving in clean condition today, the Legacy B4 RSK is one of the greatest JDM sleepers you've probably never seen. But will never forget once you drive it. 1991 Dodge Spirit RT. If you ever needed proof that looks can be deceiving, the 1991 Dodge Spirit RT is it. At a glance, it seemed like just another bland, boxy commuter car from the early 90s, but under the hood, it was an absolute savage. This unassuming four-door was powered by a turbocharged 2.2-liter DOHC inline-4, co-developed with Lotus, cranking out a jaw-dropping 224 horsepower and 217 pound-feet of torque. That might not sound wild today, but back in 1991, it made the Spirit RT the fastest production sedan sold in America. With a 5-speed Getrag manual transmission and a 0 to 60 time of just 5.8 seconds, it was quicker than the BMW M5 E34, the Nissan 300ZX Turbo, and even some Corvettes of the era. So why don't more people remember it? Well, Dodge gave it zero visual flair. It looked nearly identical to the base Spirit No Aggressive body kit, no flashy wheels, just a tiny RT badge. And with only about 1,208 units produced in 1991 and around 191 in 1992, it never had a chance to make a big splash. Poor marketing and an American audience not yet in love with sporty sedans sealed its fate. (1994) Buick Roadmaster Estate Wagon. If you saw it in a parking lot, you'd probably think it was just your grandpa's grocery getter. But the 1994 Buick Roadmaster Estate Wagon? It's a full-blown muscle car in a wood-paneled disguise. This massive land yacht came equipped with a 5.7-liter LT1 V8. Yes, the same engine used in the C4 Corvette and the Chevy Impala SS. With 260 horsepower and 330 pound-feet of torque, it had no business being this fast. Mated to a 4-speed automatic and rear-wheel drive, it could chirp the tires and haul serious speed, all while carrying the whole family and a week's worth of road trip luggage. Despite all that grunt, it was overlooked. Why? Simple. It looked like a relic. The faux wood trim, long body, and station wagon image didn't scream performance. Most car buyers in the mid-90s wanted sleek sedans or rising SUVs, not a retro wagon. And enthusiasts? They didn't take it seriously. At least not back then. Only around 19,000 units of the 1994 Roadmaster Estate Wagon were built, and clean survivors are now highly collectible. Today, it's a cult classic, a sleeper that can smoke the tires at a stoplight while still towing a boat. It's the ultimate don't judge a book by its cover car of the 90s. And that wraps up our list of 10 ridiculously rare sleeper cars from the 90s machines that looked tame but packed serious performance under the hood. From forgotten American muscle to underrated Japanese sedans, these 1990s sleeper cars prove that not all legends wore flashy badges. Surprised by any of these unknown sleeper cars? Which one would you take for a spin if given the chance? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Master Car Masters for more deep dives into hidden automotive gems and epic sleeper cars you've probably never heard of.